Infants who never grow up. Xiefeng. Everyone has a natural attachment to their mother, and no one wants to leave her swaddling cloth. One can drink their mother's milk and feel safe in her arms, so one would ever want to leave their mother's side. However, those who never leave their mothers will never grow up. So if you are to grow up, you must do so. Of course, I do not mean to leave her physically, but rather to leave her spiritually and psychologically, or you will never grow into maturity. Leaving one's mother is painful, but to not do it is to remain an infant who never grows up. Leaving the mother takes these 4 steps. Cutting the umbilical cord. This step is done right after we leave our mother's body. Weaning. This step is forcefully done when we transition from being babies to becoming children. Cutting loose from home. This step usually happens when we marry. Cutting the emotional attachment. This step is gradual and melts away as our mothers leave the mortal world. This is as natural a process as it is an uncontrollable one, and it describes our growth process. This is not being heartless, it is simply our journey of life. Many people have left their mothers in form, but not in essence. Their mother complex is transformed and demonstrated in other ways. When we were young, we thought that we could not survive without our mothers, and when we grew up, we felt that we could not endure without our states. People all over the world defend their states. National defense is designed to protect the mother state, and so military expenditures on national defense worldwide is alarming. This is an unnecessary waste. If people around the world had no states, civilization could ascend to a much higher level, but people are attached to their mother states, and no one wants to wean. The ideal of the absence of the state is not a fantasy, and if everyone were to become Chanyuan celestials, then states would naturally disappear and they would become historical memories. The more powerful and intrusive that states become, the more contradictions and conflicts that they inflict upon their people, the heavier that the burdens they place upon them always become. Therefore, the absence of the state is the ideal dream of the sages and saints of mankind. The role of religion is in fact the mother's role. The feelings of religious believers to their own religions are actually the subconscious reflections of infants' attachments to their mothers. Pledging to protect their mother is an inherent nature contained within every person. The fanaticism of religious believers is the perfect manifestation of this inherent nature. The greatest creator is not in religion, and this is understood by every follower, so why do they still maintain their religions? Because their followers are unwilling to wean. Maintaining religions is actually a kind of natural complex of maintaining their mothers to infants who have never grown up. As long as we take a rational analysis, we can see that throughout history, much misery and many disasters have been the outgrowths of religions. Religions confused people's minds, paralyzed their instincts, created barriers and shackles to the full display of human nature, and diverted people from the great way and led them astray. If religions are everywhere, then our minds can never be at peace, and disputes will continue. Therefore, the absence of religion is the desired dream of the sages and saints of mankind. Political parties are also umbrellas playing the role of the mother. We have a saying, "back to the arms of the party," which is the best footnote to the meaning of political parties. The reason that people join political parties is to be embraced by others so they can enjoy a steady flow of milk and a sense of safety. Claiming to be serving the people and the nation is but a cover. There are tens of thousands of political parties of various sizes worldwide, but their existence is a sign that people are still savage and ignorant. The power struggles between political parties have always flashed with knives and swords for life and death. Superficially, it is for democracy, but actually it is to inflate their mother complexes. To reach substantive purposes, they resort to various conspiracies in both light and shadow, adding endless suffering and problems to society. So, the absence of all political parties everywhere is the noble ideal of people climbing to the highest realm of life. The other organization, acting in the mother's role, is the family. It is said that the family is the cell of society, but these cells are inherently cancerous and everyone's life troubles and misfortunes stem mainly from them. It is the bane of selfishness, greed, and infinite lust. And if they are not destroyed, the vicious cycles that people endure will never end. Why do people want families? Because people need to get their milk and their sense of security from them. People are reluctant to grow up, and they all hope to cling to their mother's arms forever. States, religions, political parties, and families take on the roles of mothers, and as long as we still cling to them, we can only be described as infants who have never grown up. New era consciousness requires people to step out of infancy because those who cannot think outside the infant's crib have no road to heaven. Before the birth of life genuine, the existence of states, religions, political parties, and families was justified, but now their presence is irrational. Previously, we thought that those who sacrificed for their states, religions, political parties, and brought honors to their ancestors were great and respectable. Now, we know they are pathetic and are infants who have never grown up.